Welcome to this video. This video is part of a series related to a period that includes the Younger Dryas event and the related period that began 12,800 BP and the Ice Age, the Younger Dryas Ice Age, that supposedly began 12,800 BP with a meteorite impact, green arrow up. If you only look at the dip at the start, green arrow up, of the Younger Dryas, light blue and to the right of the two arrows pointing up, and you leave the dark blue in the dark, there is no contradiction at all. Observation. Whenever in this video I will speak of meteorite impact, I will mean supposed meteorite impact, because the meteorite impact hypothesis was never proven and has much evidence against it. Not one but three radical events. Roughly, A. 10 degrees up, B. 20 degrees down and C. 10 degrees up again, 2,000 years delay in relation to the first two. If you analyze just a bit more, you will detect at least three radical events, with at least two of these radical events including the most dramatic with a 20 degrees Celsius temperature drop that looks like a nuclear winter, hence a nuclear winter proxy, remaining unexplained by a meteorite impact and even a meteorite rain. One can find descriptions of nuclear-like events in certain religious books like the Bible and Bhagavad Gita, in unexplained facts regarding the late Bronze Age collapse, as well as in Amerind myths. Further, I insist in making it clear that I am against any use of nuclear or nuclear winters to solve certain problems because of the uncontrollability and the fact that this almost certainly would lead to extinction of 80% or more of humanity and animals, and this especially in the developed world. Presented, Balling, Alarad in dark blue and red arrow below. The one single most radical event, of the Holocene and possible before, is what I call the Balling Alarad Ice Age with a temperature drop of 20 degrees Celsius over a period of over 1,000 years, and it is 100% before the supposed meteorite impact, green arrow, that supposedly took place 12,800 BP, green arrow pointing up, and supposedly caused the temperature drop, while this in fact started to drop or was dropped more than 1,000 years earlier. The over 1,000 years line, sharp tendency down, that leads up to 12,800 BP dip tells where it comes from, and also that it does not come from something that happens 12,800 BP as proposed by consensus, impact theory. I do claim the impact theory as consensus, since consensus does not go against it, does not come up with another explanation, and still wrongly supports the most radical and over 1,000 year extended cooling period, green ellipse over the dark blue, as a warming period. Explosions, or volcanoes. Once the CO2 plume's reflection effect and the eventual radiation fell back and also the sun could reach better the earth, the Amerind hybrids were ready and started to spread or migrate, conquer and turn over other cultures etc., using two main currents or gyres, Atlantic and Pacific. Deforestate, slash and burn and next till the soils, all leading to soil and climate degradation if not destruction. Execute industrial activities, warfare, plows. The women manage radical multiplication, mass fertilization, gestation, birth and taking care of offspring, activities that were all radical in many ways. All which is confirmed amongst others by and in the Göbekli Tepe region and other similar regions in other parts of the world, Sardinia, Palma. In order for the Amerind, global imperium, to do what I claim and what the facts prove, the Amerind's, global imperium, needed a continental-sized cradle to provide sufficient hybrid Amerind in the north and northeastern part of North America, simply because the exits to the ocean gyre propelled routes to western, northern and eastern Eurasia were exactly there. This all coincidences with the important turnovers and their cradles and preparations in the correct chronological and spatial order. Just to name a few. Rising of ocean levels with 120 meters, haplogroup R and Neanderthal cradles and roots in North America, Göbekli Tepe region, Yamnaya and horseman turnover, Bronze Age collapse, sea people attacking Mediterranean and Egypt, Wends, Vikings, but also the Bhagavad Gita, Indus Valley culture collapse, Amerind myths, Egypt and Nile history, Torah, Bible. Observations. The Göbekli region evidence was and is still being found, largely, by coincidence, as all evidence was buried, hidden or destroyed on purpose, possibly already so by the culture that had built or left it. They wanted, and needed, to present and presented themselves as gods, same color as Hindu gods of which the Amerinds were the first to dominate the production, and it would prejudice if their followers and others would find out about how they really succeeded, and that they consequently were not gods at all, but rather extreme organizers and in certain cases most probably manipulators. Later in history, religions had other reasons to hide or destroy the same evidence or what was still present of it. Göbekli Tepe etc., Western Eurasia. To maintain and impose the hybrid genome, several strategies were used. Not least the lactose tolerance that is part of the phenomenon that women from then on could give birth up from 3 children in a lifetime per woman to over 10 children in a lifetime, maybe even over 20 children per woman. Relatively many artifacts and presentations of mainly goddess-like women but also animal-like humans, very apt to give births or pregnant as well as effectively giving birth to humans, that were extremely important in their culture and turnover etc. strategies, for the reasons I just mentioned. Certain scientists today interpret certain artifacts as sexual, but I claim it was much more to stimulate and give courage to the women to have as much children as possible, and this in my opinion without fixed male partners and without relations as most humans have today. Men on one side and women and children on the other side lived very separate, often in kind of camps, and very few males. In fact, a selection of hybrids, where necessary and involved, I give evidence in other videos. The evidence is often found in the art, buildings and artifacts themselves. End of observations. Thanks for watching. Bye.